Hi guys, this is Jackie. You have to excuse I kind of got the cruise crap, just a cold, but my voice sounds awful. But anyway, on our way to this cruise, we stayed at the LaQuinta Inn by Wyndham Miami Airport North. And this is our review. So let's start with the good. It's near the airport. We were returning a Enterprise car. And actually we didn't wind up having to go to the airport. There was an Enterprise place right across the street. So we wound up doing that. So that's great. The other thing is there's a Denny's and a McDonald's, depending on where you are in the inn. It's either right in front of you or right next to you. So Denny's and McDonald's. We wound up going to Denny's, just getting sandwiches for dinner. It was fine. It was good. The breakfast, we didn't eat. My stomach gets kind of anxious on travel days, so I didn't want to. Okay, so my camera key is having a problem. So anyway, let's get back. I don't usually eat breakfast, but it looked like, I've had some pictures there, it looked like a normal continental. It had pancakes. It was good. The shuttle was $15 to port. That was a good deal. You could have went a little cheaper with Uber, but there were some examples of when the tunnel was shut down in the weeks before, and they weren't letting Ubers in, just shuttles, so that's why we went with that. So the location near the airport, the room was pretty standard. The only weird thing was we got a king. It didn't have a refrigerator or a microwave, which I thought was mostly standard nowadays, but apparently it's not. The price was very good. It was cheaper by far. Everything at the airport is cheaper anyway. It was $170. Other places we were looking at were in the mid 200s. If it's not Saturday night, I just looked at them. You can book right now in the middle of the week for $80. So that's all the good stuff. Here's the bad stuff. We stay in LaQuinta a lot, or Wyndham, and we enjoy them. There's nothing, they're on the cheaper side, but they're always clean and nice. This is not a hotel. This is a motel. And I guess I should have caught when it said inn, but you'll see my pictures. It looks like a hotel from the pictures. It's not. And I don't have anything against a motel, except the fact that we had a lot of luggage, because this is a very long trip. And the buildings were not close together. So there were three or four buildings. We were all the way at the end. We were behind Denny's. We were on the third floor. There was an elevator. Okay, but it was a long way to trek through the parking lots with our luggage. And then when we were checking out, the elevator was broke, and we had to hoof all the stuff down the steps. So it also was loud at night for a little bit. There appears to be people that are residents there that are not just tourists. They were a little bit loud. It was a Saturday night. It wasn't too bad. It was still like midnight. And then there was road noise, which I actually thought first was the airport, but it wasn't. People said, we're talking the next morning, the cars were racing down this road. So, a little bit noisy. But the size of it and that it was a motel really was a turn off for us. So would we stay there again? Probably not. If we were flying in, maybe if I could secure that we'd be in the first building on the first floor, so we wouldn't have to worry about the elevators working or not working. So there's my review. For the money, it may work for you. You may not be in your 60s and have to hoof luggage up and down. So there you go. Thanks.